Hi, my name is Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbarton Forge Exos 9-light round pendant. This is going to be the 131104. Awesome pendant. A lot of details, so let's jump in, okay? So when we talk about the height of the fixture body itself, it's going to be the part that's going to be holding the glass. It's going to have a socket inside, and that's independent of those cables that are going up to the canopy. So that's 10.6 inches high, and then the overall diameter of the whole thing is 20.5. When you get into the overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture, that's the very bottom one of these, to your ceiling itself. And you're going to notice there's a pull down menu up there. It's going to give you the choice of two different ranges. So you've got standard is going to be 13 to 80, overall height, don't forget. Long is 13 to 130, so that should cover quite a few of you who are doing these very tall two-story foyers, and you're fine there. Okay, let's get into a couple more things. So how these work are you're going to have the fixture body. It's going to have a cable going up. This is a low voltage LED pendant. Those cables are going to be carrying low voltage. Up in the canopy, there's a transformer, and let's talk about the canopy. The canopy is going to be 20.5 inches in diameter. It's going to be about that thick. It's holding a transformer that takes your line voltage down to low voltage, and inside of that canopy, these cables are going to be going up into what are called grippers, and grippers are basically exactly what it sounds like. They're going to grip that cable. You're going to push it in. And if you do want to back it back out, you take your thumbnail and just kind of push it in, and you can back that back out again. So you can stagger these in different configurations. A lot of people are going to do them in like in a stairway idea going up. Once they're inside of that canopy, there's going to be a whole series of connections. And to show you that, I want to show you the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on HandmadeInVermont.com, scroll down a little bit over to this side of the page, and you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you lots of great information. It's going to show you a full parts list of all the different parts and how it all goes together. It's going to show you how that canopy goes over your junction box, a 4-inch J box. It's going to give you kind of an in-depth view of the canopy, showing you how it can also attach to other parts of your ceiling. It's coming in at 31 pounds, so you'll want to tell your installer about that. It's a great way to show you all these different drawings of the inside of the fixture, how it goes together, that you're not going to be able to really get from looking at a photograph. Okay, take advantage of that. Another little detail about that canopy, when we get into finishes, the finishes for the fixture down below, the bars that are holding the glass, are going to be in the finish that you choose, but the faceplate up on the canopy is also going to be in the finish you choose for that too. The body of that canopy, the round part that goes up against the ceiling, is always going to be black. The little grippers are always going to be kind of a chrome, but they're very small, so you barely even notice them. The cord coming down is always going to be kind of a gray, steely gray, so that kind of covers all that stuff. Let's get into glass for a second. You're going to be having two options in that pull-down menu. One of these is going to be Hubbarton Forge's Opal glass, which is a white glass. You can see in the image next to me, the glass looks kind of yellow, but in reality, it's an opal. Excuse me. What's happening is the bulb that they're using is probably at 2700 Kelvin, which we'll talk about in a second, and that's giving that kind of orange glow. But in reality, opal is a white, and I'll talk more about that later in the video. And then the other option is going to be clear, and the clear is just what it sounds like. It's clear. However, it's going to have a diffuser on the inside that's holding the socket that's going in here, so you're not going to be able to see the bulb setup. So those are your two options for that. So let's talk about that socket and what's going on with that. So you got 9 G4 sockets, and G4 sockets are these little sockets with the bulbs have prongs and just kind of push in. You're going to have a 4-watt max LED for each of the 9, so that adds up to quite a bit. A 4-watt LED is basically the equivalent of a 40-watt LED in this circumstance with a G4 bulb. You don't have to go for the 4 full watts. You could go down to 3, 2, or 1.5. A 1.5 watt LED in a G9 bulb is the equivalent of about a 20 watt. And remember, you got 9 of these, so they're all going to add up. It's also a dimmable fixture. You're going to tell your installer that you're using a dimmable LED. Doesn't ship with the LEDs. You're going to have the opportunity to go get LEDs easily online, mostly on Amazon, quite honestly. And when you're looking around, you can kind of poke around on there, and you can see different LEDs in different color temperatures. So a minute ago, I talked about that 2700 Kelvin, that orange glow. That's a very yellow light, kind of like incandescent bulbs that were dimmed down when we were kids, way back in time. So that's 2700 Kelvin. 3000 Kelvin, which you can also find on these small bulbs. That's going to be, it's considered a warm white as well. It's just not as yellow as the 2700 Kelvin. This light coming down on my hands right now, this is 3000 Kelvin. So, you know, it's really up to you how you guys do this, how you get them. And like I said, go into Amazon, put in a search for G4 LED, and up are going to pop up all of these different options. Make sure you get a dimmable one, make sure of that, and kind of get the color temperature that you want, and then the wattage equivalent. Remember, 4 watts is 40 watts equivalent, 1.5 watts is 20 watt, and then anything in between is going to be what you think it's going to be, okay? So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's Opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And then they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the ends. You can see them on these two pieces. And it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. You know, they're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video. So it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same, and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads lying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff, for clearance stuff, are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.